the government of Cameroon is indirectly campaigning for Professor Maurice Kamto. I am talking about the government of President Paul Biya, the CPDM. They are indirectly campaigning for Professor Maurice Kamto. You know Professor Maurice Kamto will be returning to Cameroon this Sunday. And the government, through the senior divisional officer for Wuri, created some kind of tension in Cameroon that caught the attention of media houses, social media platforms, and even international media. DW Africa just reported about the issue, the tension that is in Cameroon presently because of the return of Professor Maurice Kamto from France to Cameroon this Sunday. And this tension came mainly because of what happened in 2018, the return of Professor Maurice Kamto in 2018. I believe that is where the government now believes that if they don't do something, he will still gather the kind of population he gathered in 2018. So if this is a first time on TV Talking Point, please subscribe to this channel and share this video. I am saying that the government of President Paul Biya is indirectly campaigning for Professor Maurice Kamto because only the awareness that they have created regarding Professor Maurice Kamto during this period. You know, for a very long time, around 6 months, Professor Maurice Kamto has been silent. Even his political party struggling behind in order to fit in for his name to go in as a presidential candidate this 2025. And many people started forgetting about Professor Maurice Kamto. So he went to Paris and organized a meeting there in Paris, in which many people came. I also congratulated Professor Maurice Kamto for starting in Paris, France, because that is where he is having the highest supporter internationally. So, and returning back to Cameroon, he will pull a lot of population. And then I never believed that he will even have the kind of population he gathered in 2018 because of what is going on. But the government of President Paul Biya came in to help him have that kind of population. Tomorrow, that is this Sunday, tomorrow, you will see the population that will come out to welcome Professor Maurice Kamto, despite all the ban that the government of Cameroon has given, that there should be no circulation of commercial motorbike in some area, Daidu airport area, Bepanda, that motorbike should not circulate Saturday, that is today, and Sunday tomorrow, in order to, maybe they have not given their reason, but everybody knows that it is mainly because of the return of Professor Maurice Kamto. And this is an indirect way. All over Cameroon, people are talking about it. And many people, especially those bike riders, they will put their bike in the house and they will go. And the government failed. They could have said that no circulation of motorbike, but they said no circulation of commercial motorbike. How are they going to differentiate from a commercial motorbike from private bike? Because if people maybe use their own private bike, motorcycle to go and welcome Professor Maurice Kamto, they will be arrested. So I prefer, and I'm telling you in this video, that to avoid going to prison for Professor Maurice Kamto or for anything, do not circulate even with your own private motorbike around Bepanda, Daidu, and airport area. Do not. You should better trade or look for a taxi that can take you there. And then I'm saying also that this whole issue will not stop. Population will come out tomorrow just to provoke the government. You will see the population will pass the one in 2018. But this is not my issue. I still have problem with Professor Maurice Kamto, though he is doing some certain things right. I still have problems with him and all opposition leaders. Many opposition leaders in Cameroon, nearly all of them, are not different from President Paul Biya. You know, President Paul Biya is somebody that makes himself so reserved. To see him is like is something that you have to pray for. And this is how all the leaders of all opposition parties are coming up. Because they all are like a base in the region. They don't want to go into the interior. And that is what I'm saying, that what the population Professor Maurice Kamto gathered in France, the population he will gather tomorrow in Douala, that is 8th of June 2025, he should use that opportunity to go to either all the villages, but now it is too short because we are left with 3 months to election. So this 3 months is 90 days. So he should use these 90 days to go to all subdivisions in Cameroon to see the people. It should not be that you have a limit, that it is a regional limit. You cannot go beyond the region. That is a problem. Because many of the areas where the CPDM are corrupted are in the interiors, where you have not been there, where you are not there, where your presence is not there. You don't know the number of voters who are there. You don't know the number of those who will turn over on that day to vote. So there is no security in those areas. So the government take advantage of those vulnerability to corrupt and remain in power. So if you like and remain in the city, you gather population in Douala and you believe that with the population you will win. That is something very difficult, because you have allowed an area for the government to corrupt, and that is why the government of President Biya refused to show to the public how many Cameroonians have registered, the number of registered voters presently who are there. They have not shown it. And on the eve of election, that is when they will publish the list, and then you will discover that you are in Douala and your name is coming out in Marawa, only for you to travel from Douala to Marawa. Maybe you will reach there after the election, and then you will just be discouraged, plus the poverty and many other things. So the opposition parties should make sure that they go and pressure Elekam to show them, to publish the list of registered voters, so people can start verifying their names and correcting their names to where they are presently, so it will be easier for them to go and vote. But if you allow it, and then June will go and come and pass, July will come and pass, and then maybe they publish the list in August or in September, nobody will verify, because only to look your name in that kind of list, you have to take 2 days. And then when you will see, you discover that your name is in Furawa, while you are in Yaoundé. How many weeks will you travel before reaching Furawa? Then you feel discouraged. How will you even see the money to travel there? And many people will not vote, and the government will take advantage of these people. So opposition parties, more than 390 of you people, should gather and go to Elekam and say, we are not living here until you publish the list of registered voters for everybody to see. Now in this June should not pass, because if June it comes to an end in which they have not published the list, forget. Corruption will electoral fraud will take place, and President Biya or the CPD will still remain in power, and we will go another 7 years of suffering.